Bitcoin just broke through resistance. Look at that. It failed to do it yesterday. So Bitcoin has been in this range. Little backstory real quick for the new people. There's a range here. There's a range here, obviously. And for some reason, I've never really seen Bitcoin do this a whole lot. It developed a range in between the dead space between those two ranges. This big green candle here blasted through it initially. You see two yellow lines, two white lines. The white line is the bottom of this range. This yellow line is the top of that range. The top of the range up here is yellow. The bottom of the top range is white. You can see Bitcoin price action has been for the last 5 days or so in between the two ranges. It's been between the yellow and the white. It just broke through the white. So what to expect? I've been calling for this for a while. I wasn't sure exactly. I have these vertical blue lines here are the futures expiration, the last Friday of January, last Friday of February, coming up here to the right. When Bitcoin pumps to these last Fridays, it dumps away from it. When Bitcoin dumps to these last Fridays, it pumps away from it. It's not exact. It's within a few days. I've seen it go a few days before, up to 7 days after. This last one here was 6 days after. You could almost say it was 2 days. You could almost say the dump actually started here. I just kind of came back up for a minute. So, it's in a general sense, this pattern is just repeating. This is kind of what I've been expecting. Although I've actually, just for total transparency, I've moved into a short only position. I didn't think this was going to have so much. I thought there was going to be a drawback to this, and I could take profit on my short, and then play it from there. But this thing has some steam to it in a macro sense. We're kind of right in here somewhere. This chart here has just been beautiful since the summer of 2020. This is what Bitcoin's doing. I believe us to be here. I believe us to be in here, something along these lines. So I don't want to miss this giant dump that's coming inbound in probably a couple weeks. And I'm going to show you where that's liable to happen. What to expect near term, next few days. I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin, like I've been saying, comes up and maybe bumps its head on the top of this the bottom of this channel, and maybe kind of comes up here, right? And then boom. Or maybe it can reclaim. Maybe there's enough for Bitcoin to come up here and reclaim the channel, right? Maybe. So if it busts through the bottom of the channel, if it busts through that, it just busted. On my chart, I have three main resistance. This white line at 22,268, which it just shattered. Now we haven't had a close up there yet. This candle still has another 12 hours, but it's looking pretty firm, folks. The next line of resistance is the bottom of that parallel channel there, which today would be 22,940. Tomorrow, 22,980. The day after, right about 23,000. You can see it incrementally going up. So if it busts through there, the next line of resistance on my chart would actually be this dotted line in the middle of the big parallel channel right here, 23,950. Oh, that's in a couple of days. In the next couple of days, 22,827. That you can see how that was resistance here. See through there. I've got this smaller channel drawn in there. Let's actually get rid of that. The name of my channel is Bitcoin Street. If you wouldn't mind subscribing and like, I'm just doing these videos for free. The only way I make money is off the ad revenue. There'll be a couple ads here and there in this video, and that's it. There was a smaller channel in there as well. A resistance line could be about 23,385 ballpark area. I'm not interested. What I'm really interested in is the white line here, the bottom of the parallel channel, and then this dotted line here for sure could be resistance. The yellow line up here at 24,270. I do not believe Bitcoin is going to break through there. Now, it could come up and try to test that area. Bitcoin doesn't have to do anything. It could just dump from where it's at right now, right? But this is looking pretty good. And for those of you new to my chart, this vertical blue line here, February 24th, is the futures expiration of Bitcoin. So there's a lot of manipulation. Lots of people say, is this being manipulated? Yes. Yes, without a doubt, this is being manipulated. So stay out of their way would be my advice. And what this is likely to do, if this continues to pump, which it may do, it may just reclaim this white line and do something like this, but that qualifies for a pump already. So it comes to the expiration, and we're probably looking at the dump. What if it comes up here, reclaims the channel, hits that dotted line there a couple times? We're probably looking at the dump, right? Well, I can't draw a straight line. What happens if it reclaims the channel, comes up here, hits the yellow, maybe a little wick up to it, maybe a little bit above, a little teaser. No, boom. So basically, I'm just looking at dump from here, but short-term pump, where it's going, I don't know. It's just going to depend on how much people are willing, how much the public's willing to lose, for lack of a better term. So what happens here is the video I was intending to make today was I don't think this is going to dump hard, because what needs to happen is there needs to be a lot of hype and a lot of juice, a lot of liquidity coming in, a lot of people longing, right? That's what the whales look for. The whales need more money. The whales need this to make this worth it. See what I'm saying? So if we would have just dumped from here, there's really not a whole lot, there's just that, right? So there needs to be some fuel in the tank, for lack of a better term, for the whales to come in and do their thing. So that's basically my analysis here, folks. We are coming to this right here. In this specific situation where we're at now, I'm just going to let my short run. I'm not telling anyone to do that. But the higher this thing goes, the more tasty the short position will become. And if I had dry powder left, if it comes up here, I would get it. I would get my dry powder in without a doubt. And there's basically a steel ceiling up here in this ballpark, right? This is probably impenetrable in this near term. I'm not missing this move, right? The final dump, the final big move of the entire 3-year, 10-month cycle is going to be the dump here. It's going to be probably 50%. If it goes up to 24,000, we're probably looking at a 50% dump from there. So I'm not missing that. So I'm just going to leave mine open. And on Femex, I'm actually being paid. They're paying me money to keep my limit order open, my short. Actually, notice they're paying long orders as well. As long as you're the maker of the order, which means place limit orders, not market orders. If you're the maker of the order, the funding rate is positive. So I don't know how it is on other platforms, but that's a big benefit, right? Because a lot of the reason people get in and out real quick is because they get eaten up by the fee. So I'm getting paid to keep this open. My liquidation, folks, just for total transparency, my liquidation is up here at about 29,000. So I just don't think that's happening. And if it were to go up there, I would just keep adding to my short position. I would get some money in there and keep adding to my short, and just keep driving my liquidity level up, right until Bitcoin finally goes, yeah, enough. The whales got me, right? Because that's what's coming. So I'm not the amazing Kreskin. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe Bitcoin's going to go to $100,000 in the next 60 days. Here it is, 407 days to the next halving cycle, March 29th, 2024, give or take. Historically, Bitcoin has never started the parabolic pump up until after the halving date, and that's not until March 29th, 2024. So that's 13 months away, and it doesn't happen until after that. Although I'm calling for it this next cycle to probably start before that. I'm kind of looking at the end of 2023 for it really to start ramping up. But we're still not there, right? We're still not there. Look at that. It's just pumping, folks. It's all the way up to 22,560. It's looking at 22,600. The bottom of this channel will be 22 today on this candle, 22,936. Look for a likely dump from there would be my guess. Maybe it's not much, and maybe it tests it a couple times, and maybe it gets up in here. That would be okay, right? So what I want to draw your attention to is no matter what happens, this January 24th blue vertical line is extremely, extremely important. This is about 6% now. The bottom of this channel will be 7.5%. So 10%, well, that's pretty high. 23,500 would be 10%. So it probably doesn't have to come to. This is probably already qualified for a pump as far as the futures players are concerned. I wouldn't be surprised if this pumps higher over the next, what is today? This is the 15th, February 15th candle. Nine candles to the right is the expiration, the last Friday of the month. And I've seen this start a couple days before, like I said earlier, to a couple, 6 to 7 days, maybe even 8 or 9 days later. I think 7's the latest I've seen, but like this back here, I told you about, it started 6 days. It kind of started 2 days after. It's in this ballpark. That's probably a good enough pump right there to qualify. And don't be surprised if this is manipulated. This could just be intentional manipulation, right? Because this pump doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But like I say, the from what I've seen, the manipulation wants more money in here now. They want more money in here because that makes this worth it. And I do believe this is where we're coming out. February 24th could be the day I've been waiting for on this chart. Right here where my cursor's at could be February 24th. A few days later, 6-7 days, up to 6-7 days later, maybe a day or two, maybe it's February 22nd. Maybe it's February 28th. What is there a leap year this year? Leap day? I don't think so. March 3rd. Boom! Boom! Right? Okay, I think you got the picture. You can extrapolate from there. I'll just there's more things that when I edit this video, I'll be like, I should have said this, I should have done that. But you got the picture, man. Hope you enjoy it. Have a good day. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like and stuff.